So this page is mostly all pretty similar ideas, so I'm going to just do several in each section, and then you finish the rest as examples in one video. So part 2 says indicate with math symbols what operations are being described by the given words, and they're giving you some options. So here, for example, if we take less than, often less than can mean this symbol, right? But that's not from the choices. And so if just given these choices, less than also can mean subtraction. It's one of those problems with translating from English to math, is sometimes English can have more than one meaning for the same thing. But in math, we have to decide whether in context it means subtraction or that less than symbol. Same thing with more than, right? So we know that a lot of these we've already talked about, but if we were to say something like twice something, then here operations are just the multiplication symbol. We could say times 2 here, but the instructions just say what operations are being described, and the times is what's being described. The times 2 is, the 2 is a value. So the twice something means we'll be using multiplication. Right now here, number 3 is translation from math to English, right? Write a verbal expression. So for example here, there's lots of ways you could do this. You could say x, the sum of x and 7. You could say 7 more than x. So there's a lot of choices about what you might say for some of these. When we're getting down into things like this you could say m cubed, m to the 3rd power, m times itself 3 times. Here, I would say something to make sure you know to take the half after taking the sum. So I might say, take the sum of x and y, and then take half. Or you could say it more clearly. I mean, you could say it more succinctly, where you could say, take half of the sum of x plus y, right? The sum of x and y. So that tells you that you're taking half of the sum. So by taking half of the sum, you know to put the sum in parentheses. So try some of these others, including how you would say this one with parentheses. And for 4, write an algebraic expression to the given verbal expression. So this is going backwards, taking the English, translating back into mathematics. So right here, the quotient of m and n, for example, we know quotient means division, and order really matters with division. So we have to figure out whether it means m divided by n or the other way. And when you say quotient, it means keep the order. So m divided by n. Here, 1/2 the product of x and y. So we say there's 2 things going on here, but we're taking 1/2 of something, and that's the product of x and y. Here, 2 less than 5 times a number. So less than means subtraction, but this is one of those situations where we're going to have to switch the order. We've got 5 times a number, and we're supposed to take 2 less than that. So we subtract 2 from the 5 times a number. 31, twice the number increased by 3 times the number. So we've got twice a number, but then it's going to be increased by 3 times the number. So that's the way to write that. It didn't say write an algebraic expression in simplified form, so we don't need to simplify that, but we can see that that could turn into 5x. So if you wrote 5x, that wouldn't be wrong. So finish the rest of this by doing the translations yourself.